Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you guys here. So today we're going to be doing a reading for the new moon in Cancer, which is happening on the 29th of June 2022. This is a beautiful magical portal that I wanted to do a reading for you guys on, and this specific reading is going to be from a deck of cards that are made by me, as well as another deck of cards which I will be using to clarify the cards made by me, and all the details of all the decks I've purchased are in the description box below. Alright, my loves, so I have pre-shuffled a few cards from my personal deck, and I have laid it out in front of me, and I'll just be clarifying with you with the other deck, alright, on the spot, which is as I'm speaking I will be clarifying these cards in front of you so you know what's going on. Okay, so the first card out from my personal deck for this new moon happening in Cancer is a gift from the underworld, Hades. Okay, so with this card specifically, I'm getting that a lot of you are waking up to the hidden gifts that are lying dormant within you. These gifts could be very, very ancient. They are, I'm hearing Mesopotamia, so something to do with Mesopotamian energy, something to do with Sumeria as well. So some of you could be activating certain gifts from your past lives when it came to the Mesopotamian era, or the other one that I just spoke about, right? Because I'm just channeling, so I'm just going with the flow, and at times if I forget some words, I'm just gonna flow with it. All right, but what I'm feeling for you guys here is that these gifts come from the Atlantean era, with the Atlantean era card beside the a gift from the underworld card clarifying it. These gifts are activating from your past lives where you have fought certain battles, not just physical battles, but spiritual battles, emotional battles, mental battles. And all these battles have accumulated certain gifts from all your past lives. And those hidden dormant gifts are being activated within your body right now, within your physical body. It's being activated by the sun. So the more you try to take in the energy of the sun, or the more you stargaze, these gifts will be activated highly in you, okay? Because the frequency of the earth is raising to this era specifically. Now, I'm also getting that with this era, this card specifically says, in this era, spanning approximately the past 13,000 years, represents the masculine principle in a planetary cycle. This cycle is often represented by polarity, war, ignorance, and confusion about spiritual identity. It is a time of darkness and sleep. Humanity is moving out of this cycle now, and we are seeing the old ways crumbling. Do not be discouraged by what you see around you. Consider it a sign that humanity is awakening again. You have had many significant lives in this era and are releasing karmic patterns that you've held for a very long time. Continue to do your spiritual work and free yourself. I'm also getting something to do with the relationship of the underworld with the Atlantean era. So if some of you know any good books on Atlantis or studying the history of Atlantis, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to understand and learn about this specific era, because there was a lot of contradiction in that era when it came to people who wanted to devote themselves to spiritual work, and the other aspect of that population which was devoted to transhumanism and technology, and taking over their power through technology and hurting others, and creating war like circumstances because of the difference in opinion, rather than us co-creating and living in an environment where we appreciate the opposing opinions within others, right? So this was an epoch where we definitely did not prioritize unity, but rather division. Okay, that is what was prioritized at this time. But due to the trauma we have faced in all these past lifetimes of being in such battles, this has caused a lot of pain and turmoil in our present lives, because we go from relationship to relationship, or career to career, facing a lot of blockages, obstacles, and challenges, so that we can understand that we have to do the shadow work in order to ascend from this. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and face ourselves completely, rather than being scared of who we truly are. And that is a gift from the underworld coming up for you guys, okay? Because we always see the underworld as this very dark place, or this very dark situation or circumstance that people are put in so that they can be punished and tormented and completely like frightened for their life in a way, right? But Spirit is saying that this whole energy of the underworld is a gift to us, so that we can understand all aspects to ourselves, rather than hiding from ourselves, lying to ourselves about ourselves, right? So with this Atlantean era, this is telling us that we all are being called to study more about Atlantis, because that is where our hidden treasures and gifts lie within us, is in the past lives where we lived in Atlantis and we had certain wars, and we have a lot of wisdom gained through those, even though it was quite traumatic, because experiences can make things very traumatic if it goes to the opposite end of that experience, which is like an extreme expansion of experiences, right? It can be dangerous, it can be life-threatening. So we have gone through a lot of those, and even though those were traumas, they have given us certain hidden jewels within us that we can then use as superpowers to ascend as well and evolve as well, okay? And we are being called to Atlantis to learn about it, study it, and this was specifically an era in the Earth's past that took place in the 13,000 years ago. And this was one of high polarity, mentality, and a movement away from the connection with spirit and with nature. Many see the Atlantean era as one of great scientific advancement, but its qualities are more reflective of the emphasis of one polarity, the masculine, more than the other, the feminine. During this Atlantean era, the Orion energy brought to Earth is being healed. Okay, but sometimes this takes the form of tremendous conflict. I'm getting some of you could be from Orion constellation, or you need to study the Orion constellation to see like if you have certain placements there in your constellational fixed chart reading, or it could be that you have star family in Orion, okay, and they may be trying to contact you at this time as well, or there will be an activation through which you will be able to psychically contact them, okay. It says the Orion energy brought to Earth is being healed, but sometimes this takes the form of tremendous conflict. Earth is currently at a very important point in its development, the time when Orion drama is healing and integration of polarities is occurring. If this card comes up, it could mean many things. It may refer to specific lives you lived in Atlantean era in which polarity was a theme, but it could also have more personal meaning. It may refer to integration of your inner polarities. This card asks you to examine your own life and beliefs. Do you feel more comfortable with one polarity more than the other? Ultimately, our spiritual evolution depends on our ability to integrate these internal polarities as a first priority. Only then do we see the external polarities healing as a result. Okay, so what Spirit is asking us to do is to understand how comfortable we are with expressing our femininity and expressing our masculinity. What we have done in this world is we are completely dependent on this masculine perspective of wanting to go at things in a way where we have to go and do this job and get things done and overwork and exhaust ourselves, right? To the point where we have exhausted our inner treasures and resources into these mundane, life-sucking jobs that have depleted us of our life essence and life force. And the Spirit is coming through with a gift from the underworld, letting you know that you have to accept the side of you which wants to let loose. It wants to experience the right side of the brain. It wants to experience creativity, harmony, unity with other people, with other cultures, right? And that kind of a lifestyle where you feel like being a gypsy, or you want to be a nomad, or you want to travel the world, or you want to explore because you're stuck in a single place or a single cubicle and you can't move anymore. That doesn't make you creepy. That doesn't make you like different. That doesn't make you a culprit of your own life. Okay, because sometimes you guys can blame yourselves for having such wild thoughts and fantasies about or dreams about who you can be and who you need to be, right? So Spirit is saying that this frequency is coming up from the underworld. The gods of the underworld, the beings in the underworld want to tell you that there has been a history with the underworld and the Atlantis, and how this masculine energy has created an imbalance in this world due to this underworld energy doing this in order for us to understand how to balance our polarities within us. Okay, so everything has a gift, and everything is a gift and a curse in a way. This life is a gift and a curse. Our immortality is a gift and a curse, even though we feel we are so finite, we are mortal, right? But everything has its polarities in our world. And we need to understand that the underworld is here to make us understand that we need to accept the sides of us that make us creepy, that make us dark, that make us at times narcissistic, or whatever labels you want to give yourself. At times you could be an empath, you could absorb other people's energy, and that could make you depleted, right? There could be certain vampires that you get surrounded by every time you shine your light because you're so healing, or you're so you have a purpose, and you did your healing and you did a lot of work on your internal self, and that makes you attract even more broken people, more people that are like, lost in the sauce and do not know what's happening with them, and they're so traumatized, and you doing the healing work attract creeps towards you, right? Attract these beings towards you so you can heal them, right? But again, that is not your job. That is not your job. So as a feminine, are you comfortable expressing that femininity where you have to also cross your boundaries or draw your boundaries with people, right? Because there will be creepy people around you, especially when you're waking up, when certain hidden gems from the underworld are rising up within you, when certain supernatural powers are rising up within you. Certain metaphysical initiations are happening in your life, causing you to open your eyes to something that is beyond this realm, something that is beyond the portal of where we are right now, right? So there's a lot of creepy things that happen in the underworld, and we know that, but it's time that we study that aspect of ourselves, study our inner darkness and our inner divinity, that is how we ascend, and that is how we evolve. That is the goal of my channel here, is to help you guys evolve, which is why I've literally created this deck by myself, right? So I'm definitely seeing, guys, that with this energy, there's a lot of rise of a lot of people understanding their own inner magic and alchemy, and how to use magic in the favor of them, in order to protect themselves, in order to heal themselves, in order to grow in every area in their life. Okay. Now there could also be, there's also one download I got about the period blood, where with this period blood card, I'm getting that some of you could be experiencing certain changes in your hormones within your body, especially if you're a woman, and all women will be experiencing this because there was a high imbalance of polarities. Like the first card of Atlantean era said, right? The masculine was dominating this whole time. So now there's a shift in DNA taking place within the women, where the women will be rising up in power, right? With the period blood, there are changes happening in the period blood, which is happening through the daytime, through the sunlight, as well as through the nighttime as well, through the moon as well, okay? There are certain changes within the polarities happening, so that there's a balance that happens in this world between the masculine and the feminine within us, so that it is reflected outside, which tells me that a lot of unions will be coming together, okay? A lot of soulmates coming together, twin flames coming together, and there's a lot of obstacles in the way of these unions coming together, which is a lot of psychic vampires wanting to drain you of your energy so that you don't reach this person, your soulmate, your twin flame, okay? There could be family members in your life wanting to literally poison you, because that's the card that's come out, because they are creepy, right? The creep is on top of this card, telling me that there could be some people around you who you do not even suspect could feel like this about you, but they literally hate you from their gut, like and this is something from the past life as well, right? But this is also a gift from the underworld, telling you that these experiences are shaping you, molding you into becoming the true ascended person that you are meant to become, okay? That is what I'm getting here. And there could be a lot of people like fantasizing about you, collective, because you have a different glow about yourself. Like you don't look as if you're from this world. You speak in, I'm not even getting you speak in tongue, like you speak in frequencies that wake people up from their slumber, from their dark traits. So you hanging out around dark people, it literally activates the dark people to activate gifts within them as well, which is what is very important for you to draw your boundaries when you're doing your healing work, so that you don't let any and every energy inside, okay? Very, very important. So the underworld has this message for you, is for you to wake up your underworld powers within yourself, and to activate yourself and understand your shadow self, so that you can accept all of it for what it is, accept the creepy parts of you, accept that, you know, that you do have certain, like I'm also hearing certain religious aspects of this, where you know, there are certain Indian temples where women are not allowed to go within the temple when they are bleeding from their periods. And there is another aspect of the story which I know about, which tells us that the period blood is impurities that are coming out of the woman, okay? And I understand what they're saying scientifically, where it is impure and it has all the, you know, debris of the womb that, you know, has to be flushed out, and things like that. I understand that totally. But period blood is also a sacred instrument given to the women by the underworld. It is something that is a gift from the underworld, given to women so that they can protect themselves in case they are facing certain extremely challenging circumstances, where they are around creepy people, or they are creeped out by something, a situation, a person, a place, or a thing. Certainly period blood can be used to protect oneself from these influences, okay? Now with the petrification, I'm also getting that the power to turn a living being to stone by looking at them. Now this is giving me heavy Medusa energy, okay? So there's a lot of like jealousy rising up in masculines, because the feminines are waking up to their true magical powers, to their divinity, to their ancient mystical powers, and women are finally realizing how to draw boundaries around people who are doing such things and projecting certain negative things onto women. And that is even kind of making them scared in a way, because they're scared to look in the eyes of such a woman who is awakened to all her bright as well as the dark, light as well as the dark powers, the yin and the yang, right? So this is like a complete, I'm getting recreation of the yin yang happening. Like, this is crazy how I'm seeing it in my vision, but I'm seeing the recreation of yin yang happen within every individual, causing for a massive shift in the polarity here, okay? And that is causing for women to realize their power, while men understand their duties and potential, but also being intimidated by the power that is rising within the women, okay? And how they are waking up so quickly. And they are also, I'm getting the masculine energy is also kind of denying their own feminine powers, because they sometimes deemed it as very scary, or like a stereotypical fear of understanding the mysteries of womanhood and what happens, because there's a superiority there that they subconsciously feel with women, like they already birth us and give birth to us in a reality, so they're already superior. So there's a subconscious fear in wanting to understand their own darkness, which is the negative polarity, which is the feminine side of nature, which is the wilderness, which is the chaos, which is the wild abandon of everything, right? So that is where the dichotomy is coming in. But I'm definitely seeing that there's a lot of ancestral knowledge waking up within you. With the Othala rune, I'm getting heritage, land of birth, what is truly important to one. So with these keywords from my cards, I'm getting that you guys are definitely inheriting something beautiful, and it is something from your fantasy. Like maybe you have and I just heard a bird, so that is a confirmation for some of you, that you could have imagined a certain dream life for yourself, and with this gift from the underworld coming in, where you are finally going within yourself to unlock certain doors that make you access these timelines within yourself. It's causing you to inherit spiritual wealth from your ancestors, which is like a part of your heritage. It's also, it could be something where you could be learning about your ancestors, going back into doing certain rituals with your ancestors, or giving back to earth in the form of alcohol or fruits or offerings, right? I'm getting you need to go back to doing offerings for your ancestors, so that they can also communicate with you and help you in understanding your gifts from the underworld that are rising up within you, okay? And this is something that is like your birthright, and it is something that is truly important to you, that the ancestors from the underworld, wow, the ancestors from the underworld want to give you. Damn, these readings are always like, they just go one notch beyond what I expect. Now this card in reverse tells me lack of customary order, slavery, poverty, homelessness, and bad karma. So guys, I'm getting that whoever's trying to be a vampire in your life, suck off your energy, steal from you, take from you, because they fantasize about poisoning you, because they're creepy, and they just take their hatred to an extreme, because they become non-reasonable when they see your gifts, when they see your powers, when they feel intimidated by you, because they thought that you would die by what they caused in your life, but you didn't. You rose up from the ashes. It's like they get petrified, and these people will start fighting with each other. I'm getting they will get into slavery, poverty, homelessness, and they will reap a lot of bad karma for what they are doing, okay? Especially if someone has stolen something ancestral from you. This is something where this person thinks that they stole it from you, but that is cursed, and that is a gift from the underworld to them. Like that's the karam. You know, we always think that the dark side is bad, right? But you see the underworld kind of delivering karam in a way here, by showing something as a gift, but it's like masked in torment, or like masked as a gift, torment masked as a gift. Damn, to your enemies. These downloads are crazy, guys, okay? So let me just clarify a little bit, and then we'll be done with this reading, and we'll get one last advice for you guys, okay? But damn, something coming up about like the songs that you're listening to right now, collective. Make sure that you are careful, because some people could be mixing certain frequencies in the songs, causing you to continuously hear that song in your mind. That is like a spell, okay? It's something which is casted onto that music, okay, causing you to constantly think about something, okay? Interesting. I'm also getting like, if you feel obsessed about something or someone has done something behind your back, like someone has gone behind your back and done some like dark spells on you in order to keep you in control, okay? That's interesting. So let's see, tell me about Radiohead creep, please. What is this Radiohead creep, spirit, for the collective? What is this Radiohead creep? We have leap of faith, yes. So my collective is ready to take a leap of faith. I'm also getting Orion energy, so something heavily regarding the Orion constellation is coming up. So let me know if you guys have any resources on this, because I personally am not aware about the energies of the constellations. Although I can definitely check it out. I don't mind checking it out, okay? So let me clarify a lot of the other cards basically, and then we will dive into the meanings, okay? So yeah, leap of faith. So I'm getting collective, you're ready to take a leap of faith, especially from any sort of conflict that you were going through. This could be an internal battle within your feminine and masculine energies, to externally having separation in a relationship because of a lot of conflict, a lot of psychic attacks and vampires trying to leech off your energy so that you never reach your true divine counterpart. But it's like spirit is helping you through this, okay? Spirit is helping you discern the right people who need to be around you and who you need to distance yourself from. The more you are within your own hermit energy, the more you will realize these truths, okay? So let's see, tell me about this period blood. Also, someone wants to take a leap of faith towards you, collective, and this is also like a past life person in your life, who you could have thought as someone who's like creepy, but like they genuinely want to take a leap of faith towards you, because you have kind of disconnected from them, and you are having faith in your own personal leap of faith towards your career, towards your personal journey, your personal friends, your personal life, right? This person could be like creeped out by the way you left them, or by the way you're not talking to them, causing them to wanting to take a leap of faith towards you, okay? That is something that I'm seeing. And this person could have been creepy in the past, you know? I'm getting someone who wanted a lot from you or expected a lot out of you.
But now it's like they are realizing as you're leaving and as you're disconnecting and as they're not able to connect with you through any underworld frequency, that because you've mastered the underworld, it's like literally like that, like you're about to master the underworld with this new moon in Cancer as well, which is causing them to take a leap of faith towards you, okay, because they don't want to lose you, collective, because they are also intimidated by you, but at the same time they're like head over heels for you, okay. I'm also getting like head over heels for you. Tell me about period blood here for the collective. Wow, so with period blood we have alienness, non-humanoid. Wow. So guys, something about period blood is going to be discovered with the alienness, like and the number 9 as well. Wow. 9 is the number of Jupiter, okay? It's the number of Sagittarius. So I'm getting some of you could be Sagittarius, but something to do about period not being like, they always say that humans are an experiment of the alien beings, right? And alien can be the mythological gods that you know of. They can be aliens as well, but we have given them certain class and certain ranking within the spirit world, right? But I'm getting that with this, you will discover certain ancient mysteries about period blood, and how it functions, and what is it meant to do for you, okay? Especially as a woman, the power of being a woman, like, why does it exist? I'm getting that you're getting into the root of that, or some discoveries will be made about period blood as well, okay? That's very interesting. And I'm also seeing the female sex organ within that card as well, like the inner drawing of it, like how you see on Google when you type like uterus and you see, you know, that whole drawing. That's what I'm seeing here. But I'm also seeing some trauma over there within this card, okay? Some trauma taking place. You see that the red spots within that card, like literally. That's crazy, guys. And how it has been abused by the masculine. Damn. And now it's rising up. I'm getting the poom poom is developing horns. What the fuck, guys? where are we going with this? Okay, but this is a gift from the underworld to the women to protect themselves from men, literally. So some invention about like that is going to come out, or has already come out and is going to be released. Okay, let's see what else. Tell me about this vampire here. Damn, that was like a deep channeling here. We have spiritual technology and freedom. Wow, guys. And this is from Vega constellation. Okay, let's get all the cards out first. Tell me about wants to poison you. Tell me about wants to poison you. We have seeds of polarity. Yes, Lyra. Yes. Tell me about petrification. We have energy transmission. Wow, the polarities. We see the merging of them. I'm also seeing Arcturus here. I'm seeing Vega, Lyra, constellation Lyra, Vega. Okay, something to do with these star families and constellation that you belong to. Tell me about fantasy here. Tell me about fantasy. We have refining galactic lineage. Wow. Personal transformation and enlightenment. Yes, collective, we are waking up to our true enlightenment right now, literally. Okay, but this is the card that is out for fantasy. Refining galactic lineage. With the Pleiades as well, okay? So some of you could be from Pleiades. And for Opila, we have paradox. Zeta Reticuli, okay? So the Zeta Reticuli are also coming in for you guys as a star family to assist you during this time. Okay, now with the vampire and spiritual technology, I'm getting that these vampires that are trying to suck the energy out of you are being dealt with in a very, very harsh way right now. Okay, these people could be seeing ghosts around them. I'm getting they feel like a ghost at times. They feel dead on the inside already because the frequency of the planet is rising up with the gifts of the underworld rising within people who have done the healing work, literally. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. The true work of healing done by the individuals who have done that are recognizing all aspects within themselves, causing them to separate from these vampires who are using technology in a spiritual way to spy on you, or like do certain things to suck your energy in the dream realm. I'm also getting, if you're seeing certain people in your dreams, that means that they're trying to steal your gifts or take your energy, harness your energy, but spirit is blocking that completely with the spiritual technology. And I see this ghost coming here, like these people are being attacked for doing this to you, okay? And also with wants to poison you and the seeds of polarity, I'm getting some of you need to be careful about what you're eating, or like protect yourself. With the 14 energy, this is also very karmic energy, so somebody could be trying to poison your food, poison you in some way, so that, you know, you don't get to the next destination. But you need to be careful about the kind of environment that you are in, okay? And the kind of people that are surrounding you right now, because with the masculine energy being so in denial about their feelings and impatient and kind of imbalanced, it's causing for a massive imbalance to occur, which is then activating the women to be more powerful, and that could intimidate the masculine energy within you as well as on the outside of you, okay? So make sure that you're planting the seeds within yourself that is going to sprout the form of power that unites both the energies within you rather than separates them. Or if you're a woman, you could like hate your past and what has happened in the past, and spirit is like, you have to heal that so that so that you can yeah, somebody doesn't want me to talk this, but I'm still going to do it, right? So in order to heal from that, you have to accept these aspects of yourself so that another portal within you opens, okay, rather than you staying in this destroyed energy of feeling like, you know, you were destroyed by the opposite sex, or you were destroyed by the past relationships, you were destroyed by the traumas. It's like, see it as a gift from the underworld so that you can rise up above it. Any poison that you had to gulp was only planting seeds in you for the next life that will make you the greatest human, is what I'm hearing, okay? And this is exactly what happens through karma as well. Interesting, okay? And with the energy transmission and petrification here, humans turning to stone, that is interesting how I'm seeing this being, and that looks kind of like a ethereal stone in a way, like crystals. So I'm getting something to do with crystals. So some of you could be investing in crystals right now, buying crystals. I'm getting something to do with green crystals as well as red crystals, and pink crystals could be very beneficial for you right now. Okay, and you're also breaking down certain energies that are jealous of you, that are like, you know, snakes in the grass, you know, trying to spy on you, trying to energetically transmit themselves to you and things like that. You're literally using your gifts to destroy these people, like without even knowing it, I'm hearing, okay? Definitely. And through this energy transmission of being able to finally unlock your alienness and take a leap of faith towards your true desires and your true goals, it's finally refining your galactic lineage in a way where you're finally believing in fantasy rather than always living in the logic of everything, causing it to become, you know, boring. I'm seeing that some of you are in the present timeline understanding that the fantasy world is also like, these Disney princess movies are all like real stories of the occult. So some of you need to study about that, about the divine feminine and the dark feminine archetype within those movies. You know, that will help you understand the true meaning of how feminine energies have operated due to certain issues from the opposite sex, causing you know, this domination over women, and how to control women and be creepy upon women, causing to traumatize the vulnerable, right? But that only proved how weak they were in consciousness, and which is why they had to show their physical strength, right? But here with refining galactic lineage, I'm getting that you guys are finally learning that you need to also fantasize about certain things so that you can attract them into your life. You cannot completely depend on everything physical to prove to you that, you know, something beyond the physical reality exists. And that is something that people are waking up to right now, okay? Some of you could be realizing that the more you are ascending, the more you're recognizing the dark aspects of you, and you are accepting them to the point that you are finally revealing to the world certain things that you were in the closet about, okay? And that is beautiful, my loves. That is beautiful, because now you get to shine your authentic light on the world and who you truly are, and that's how you attract your soul tribe, okay? Now with the last card here, as the paradox, Zeta Reticuli are here, Pleiades is here, Arcturus is here, okay? So this is telling me with the 98 that the Pleiadians want to, the Pleiadians and the Zeta Reticuli want to let you know that everything you see is a part of a great paradox, right? We are living in the matrix, right? Where everything we see looks very real, but it isn't, honestly. Like, nothing is real, but it seems so real that it's crazy. Like, we go through so many challenging circumstances only to realize that we had to eventually go back to immortality. And it's such a paradox to be able to live in such fear and such shame and guilt and distortion and issues and emotional problems and emotional difficulties and circumstances, and realize that it was all just for you to recognize that you have gifts that you need to activate so you can ascend, right? So definitely I'm seeing that. I'm going to read this card for you guys as well, the paradox card. It says, the Zetas pass through an essential transformation paradigm on their way to enlightenment. It has to do with an alchemical shift from a state of polarity to the paradox of containing both poles simultaneously in total balance and no preference for either. Spiritually, they learn to be both full, containing the universe in all its forms. I told you there was a DNA upgrade of the yin and yang, and how the yin and yang is even, it's the code of the universe, but it's like upgrading in a way. The yin and yang is upgrading. I don't know how the new yin and yang is going to look, but there's an upgrade of that energy within ourselves. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. So, so spiritually, they learn to be both full, containing the universe in all its forms, and empty, containing nothing but conscious awareness. Living this paradox is a point of power and is the key for spiritual transformation. You contain this paradox as well. So you are something and nothing at the same time, literally, right? So learn to tap into it to accelerate your evolution. Let the Zetas guide you. This card refers to the Zeta era in which their species became enlightened. The theme of this card may be the most difficult one in the deck to understand, because the mind is used to processing its view of reality through polarity, choosing one or the other. A paradox is a seemingly true statement or groups of statements that leads to a contradiction or situation that seems to defy logic or intuition. The mind cannot grasp the two opposing forces can sometimes coexist harmoniously. Very often, when people discover a paradox on their spiritual journey, they believe that it is because they have somehow failed in their work. The opposite is true. It means we are closer to the truth, because the truth cannot exist within a polarized perspective. As we teach ourselves to go beyond this or that, a whole new reality opens. So this is about collective. This is about you accepting the gift from the underworld, from your shadow self. You accepting that you have aspects of you that your mind and your logic cannot grasp, but there are aspects of you which you still have to explore that could at times get very creepy and scary and dark and distorted and difficult, but that is also an aspect of your divinity. And to accept that is another game changer for you in your path of evolution, right? So that is what Spirit is saying, that as we teach ourselves to go beyond this or that, a whole new reality opens. If this card came up in your reading, it points to a shift in your perspective that is on the horizon or happening now. This shift can take you closer to unlocking limited beliefs and perspectives that keep you stuck. If you encounter a paradox in your life, resist the temptation to make a choice of this or that. Let the two ideas both be present without choosing one or the other. Let yourself feel what that does within your consciousness. This was one of the key exercises that helped to free the Zeta species and facilitate their enlightenment. And it will be the key in human transcendence as well. Right, collective? So we are finally refining our galactic lineage by understanding that even fantasy is real as the reality is. You know, things that are way beyond our mind and way beyond our logic and our ability to perceive things doesn't have to be non-real just because you cannot perceive it, right? So that is what Spirit is saying, that both existence and non-existence can coincide at the same time, as well as nothingness and somethingness can coincide at the same time. They're just both parts of the same coin, and we are realizing that right now. We are realizing that through our awakening within understanding the powers given to us by the underworld, we are accepting all of ourselves for who we are, rather than rejecting the part of ourselves which is demonic, which is dangerous, which is scary, which is terrible and terrifying, right? Terrorism is also what I'm hearing. Like, that is just an aspect of ourselves that needs to be healed, which is why we have terrorists in the world itself. Because of the society being so polarized and only wanting to show one aspect of themselves, we have manifested such monsters that we always have to deal with, because we don't accept that as also who we are. The moment we do, game is over. War is over, because now we tap into unity, right? And once we tap into unity within one society, within one consciousness, within one specific species, now there's a war with another, because there's conflict that this whole universe has been orchestrated upon, right? And then beyond that, we go to unity. So that's how things go, all right? This was deep, my loves, but this is what I have for you, literally, okay? And one more thing, guys, definitely make sure that if you are in a space where you are not welcome, when you're not feeling good, where you feel drained, depressed for no reason, you could be staying in a place which is either cursed, or there could be cursed people around you causing you to feel low, drained and down, or there could be psychic vampires around you causing you to feel depleted or taken advantage of. And Spirit is saying that the more healing you do, the more you will meet such people, the more you will meet the opposite side of you, but they are also you in another form. So you have to understand that, recognize that, do not try to fight it, but try to accept that this is what it is and learn to transcend beyond it, okay? Just by stillness, just by being, just by accepting the fact that this is the situation for what it is. I don't have to judge the other person for the role that they are playing in my evolution, because eventually we are all going to evolve. We all have to face our karam. We cannot run away from our karam. And this is the main message here, that we cannot run away from our karam. We cannot run away from our healing. And the people who are running away from their healing are being dealt with on a very deep spiritual level, okay? Also, one more thing I'm getting is something to do with like spiritual technology and how these people, the people on top, or the 1%, or the people in control, are kind of trying to take control of the technology so that they can completely distract you. Again, that's another repeated message from one of my past readings. So make sure that you're aware about the technologies, and whether you want to even get involved with something like that. Like, for example, a brain chip that is being released by Elon. It's already being tested out, right? It's important for you to be very careful of what you're getting into with the vampire there, okay? Something to do with harnessing your energy is going on here. And now they don't want me to speak. You heard my voice go off, right? Definitely. So yes, so this is what I have for you, my soul group, my beautiful, loving human beings. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. In case you're interested in a personal reading, let me know in the, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I was saying let me know in the comments down below, but check out the description box below where I have placed all the links for booking a personal reading with me. Also, if you would like to gift certain tarot decks to me of my wish list, then the US wish list as well as the Indian wish list is given in the description box below. And if you feel extra generous and would like to donate to my channel and support my channel, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that, my loves, okay? And one more thing I forgot to mention, okay, so these numbers could also be significant for you. 48, 57, these could be ages, or if you add them up, they could be life path as well for you guys, okay? So 48, 57, 27, 23, 14, 10, okay, 65, and something to do with like 98, okay? That's interesting. All right. So thank you so much, my loves, and peace.